there, and welcome to our latest episode of What's on the Horizon. I'm Lori Sharonbrock here with Chris Shooker of Digital Horizons. We've been talking about a little bit about the new construction process and having homeowners involved in the process and kind of making that wish list. What is something that homeowners don't realize how much they're going to love until after it's installed?
It's a good question. I would probably say something in the area of audio being installed throughout the house.
And does it have anything to do with the fact that you love audio so much?
Not at all.
Okay,
No.
okay, okay.
So yeah, I would say an audio system though, especially for somebody who enjoys music. When someone builds a house and they get the opportunity to get what they want, at least within the amount of money that they're willing to spend on everything, having music integrated, as we like to call it, into the home and have it be a part of the home is an absolute game changer. And the couple areas that I recommend people don't overlook are the spaces between rooms. So what'll often happen is someone's like, "Oh, I want speakers in the kitchen and the dining room and the family room and the bedroom." But then they have no audio in the hallways in between. They have nothing at the entryway of the home. They might not even have it in bathrooms. And those areas, maybe bathrooms to a lesser extent, but those areas in between are what tie everything together. I'm a huge fan of consistency, right? Whether it's my restaurant choice being largely based on how consistent it is and knowing what I'm going to get. I mean, you look at what McDonald's has done based on consistency. When you have consistency in an audio system and you approach the home, let's say you're hosting Christmas and you're trying to have a Christmas theme, of course. The home is decorated, you've got lights out, the tree's up. What better way to do that than audio? If you have Christmas music playing outside, they enter your foyer, you have Christmas music there. They walk to your kitchen or dining room through a hallway, there's Christmas music there. If you enter the house and there's no music outside, and you have music in the kitchen, but it's in the background, or you go from the kitchen to another room and it goes from music to no music to music, there's a disconnect there. You're being taken out of that experience. And if you think of something like watching a movie and having the lights turned on in the middle of a critical scene, or a phone ringing or something, you're being taken out of that movie experience. And so having music installed throughout the home, especially in those in-between areas, makes the world of difference and just takes a house to the next level.
Yeah, and I'm very much a music person too. I'm actually very much a sound person, which is crazy because I'm hard of hearing, but I have to have
That might be why you're
sound.
hard of hearing, because you like sound
Maybe
so
it's
much.
probably. My husband would.
I know that's
Anyway,
why I have problems.
well, I'm a person who, when I work, I like to have sound. It
Yeah,
doesn't really matter what it is.
sure.
I can watch Harry Potter 22 times over and it
Yeah,
doesn't matter. I just like having that
yeah,
comfort of that sound. But my favorite room to have sound in is the bathroom.
yeah,
And whereas my husband doesn't, he doesn't want sound at all.
right.
Whereas in the morning when I'm getting ready, I like to turn on the news or a weather forecast, or sometimes I just want to listen to something
Yeah,
in the morning. And so I think it's also nice that you can control different sound in different rooms,
yeah,
right? I mean, and you won't realize how much you love
right.
that until you have it.
We refer to that as having a multi-zone audio system, is another thing that's it's basically the standard now and kind of has been for not quite 10, but probably 5 to 10 years, somewhere in there. And yeah, the premise is you just get to choose different music, different areas, or at minimum, you have easy control of what area is
Yeah.
on and or what area is at a different volume.
Yeah.
And so we talked about this in a recent video, but we were doing an electrical walkthrough in a home, and the question came up, well, why would I want the kitchen and dining room to be a different zone? And it's not a bad question. The room is, in this case, it's a decent sized kitchen dining room. It's 40 feet long and each room is about 20 feet wide. And if you have music on in one area, you're probably going to hear it in the other. But the environment that exists in a dining room versus a kitchen are
Different.
drastically different. In a kitchen, you probably have quartz or granite countertops. They're very reflective. You have hard cabinets. You're banging pots and pans. You're doing all kinds of things. And so, if you get technical with it, there's something we refer to as a noise floor. Your noise floor in that kitchen is much higher. And so, to be able to hear the music, you need the music a little bit louder. Whereas someone in the dining room might want it a little bit lower because they're having a nice conversation. And so by having those areas be separate, your system will allow you to join them, but they can be at different volumes, regardless if you want separate music. That control and that tuning is really nice. I love applying the logic of lighting to music. If you had a kitchen and dining room space, you're not going to turn the lights in the dining room and the kitchen on at the same time. You're going to have separate switches for those areas. Why wouldn't you have separate audio? They are separate spaces and they should be treated separately. So that was the explanation I gave them, and they're like, "Oh, yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense."
Yeah, it does. And again, it goes back to the point of why I think it's so important to work with like you and your team, because I wouldn't have even thought about the difference in the surfaces.
Mm-hmm.
That a kitchen is mostly hard
Yep.
surfaces, but in a dining room you have, comfy
A
chairs,
rug.
maybe carpet or a rug, and
Right.
softer surfaces that are going to absorb sound completely
Mm-hmm.
differently. Not to mention in your kitchen, maybe you have 3 or 4 people that are cooking, and in a dining room you can have 20. Just the bodies and the people that are in there is a sound difference too.
The other thing that we pay attention to when we're installing audio in dining rooms specifically or in kitchens is we don't want speakers directly over hard surfaces like your table, because if your sound emanates from those speakers, it's going to hit that hard surface and it's going to make it sound very harsh and more directed at you because it's going to reflect towards you. And so we will, in general, this is our principle now, is we want more speakers in that area than would otherwise be conventionally, would be conventional wisdom. So in spaces like dining rooms, we want 2 pairs of speakers because then they can be more or less on the perimeters. They're going to be above the people that are sitting around the table. And again, just like lighting, if you want better sound, you have more speakers and you put them at a lower volume, which means you're going to have more even coverage. You're actually going to hear the music better. It's going to sound better, and it just provides better coverage.
Yeah, I love the thought of that. And if you've been thinking about sound in your home, or like, oh, I'll just get some portable speakers. Those can be fine. But really, there are so many more
Yeah.
advantages to really thinking through what whole home audio can do just for the
Yeah.
experience of your home. And if you ever wonder about that, make a stop here in the Experience Center, because they've done a great job of it in here too, and you can really experience the difference in that. So thank you for that. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you guys next time.